It is my honor to present the Bernie Dolan Residency Mentor of the Year Award 2023. As background, the first optometry residency program accredited by the Council on Optometric Education was in 1975 at the Kansas City Veterans Administration Medical Center. UC Berkeley became the initial affiliate of this program, and Dr. Dolan completed a joint residency with the Kansas City VA and the VA Medical Center San Francisco in 1981. Dr. Dolan only recently retired from his role as chief mentor at the San Francisco VA. In recognition of his years of service, he certainly deserves placement as a founding father on the Optometry Residency Mentor Rock of Fame, location to be determined. To honor this year's recipient, I'm going to give you some clues about their identity to see if you can guess who's the honoree. To avoid making it too obvious, I'll use the pronoun they instead of he or she. The first clue. Our honoree is a world traveler with their life partner. Although they were born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, their favorite and frequent destination is down under, as in Australia, New Zealand, and even venturing to Antarctica. They studied in San Francisco, Berkeley, London, and even Indiana, of all places. Most of their travels include forays to the cities that are hosting the meetings of the American Academy of Optometry or the Association of Researchers in Vision and Ophthalmology. They've been invited to give lectures worldwide, and they're recognized as experts in their specialty areas. No, and of course I'm not going to reveal what those specialty areas are just yet. Here's a clue. They use their expert knowledge in optics to design and wear a baseball cap with the spectacle frame front attached to the brim, thus eliminating the need for uncomfortable nose pads and temples. Despite being a consultant to industry and governmental organizations, including the FDA, the specs cap never quite made it to market. However, they quickly became an expert in contact lenses, and they co-authored the first paper that proved that gas-permeable contact lenses cause less corneal edema than PMMA lenses. To this day, they're recognized as a legal expert in vision care and optometric jurisprudence. How about another clue? Early on, they recognized the deficiencies in how visual acuity was clinically measured, using a chart design dating back to the 1850s. So their worldwide scientific legacy is creating the log-MAR system of visual acuity measurement and specification. The log-MAR system is used in research studies in which visual acuity is the outcome measure, an important variable, or the criteria for eligibility in research studies. Their work is integral to the design and execution of research aimed at preventing or treating blindness. They are indeed world-renowned for their log-MAR chart design, and perhaps this video with their fellow acuity chart designer. Your final clues, as if you need any, their next forays will probably include the AAO meeting in New Orleans. When they're not seen on the beach or the dance floor, they will be at the AAO meeting where they can be seen giving a continuing education lecture or workshop, presenting a research paper or poster, attending a business meeting, or attending the awards ceremony. Yes, as listed here, they have received numerous awards, but they're also a benefactor to numerous awards. One might even respectfully call them the Godfather. You may ask how one person could have achieved so much. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm honored to present the Bernie Dolan Residency Mentor Award to Dr. Ian L. Bailey, the first low vision residency mentor at UC Berkeley, and Dr. Michael G. Harris, one of the first cornea and contact lens residency mentors. You are aware of their respective areas of expertise, research, and accomplishment, teaching. I've asked a few of their former residents, though, to provide some remarks about their former mentors. From Dr. Bailey's first resident in 1984, Dr. Roanne Flom, and his PhD student, Dr. Tom Rosh, from 1982 to 1988, I've selected these comments. Ian is unquestionably the one person most responsible for developing systematic approaches to low vision practice based on first principles of optics and vision. Low vision practitioners around the world in all types of settings practice low vision differently and more effectively because of Ian. Ian enthusiastically shared his rigorous approaches by teaching the foundational low vision courses. He immerses himself in low vision patient care. including ongoing virtual engagement during clinic sessions. Ian effected a paradigm shift in clinical low vision through the brilliance of his insights, his intense conviction, persistence, mad humor, and sometimes unorthodox methods. He conceived the AAO session, "What's New? My Way is Better." From Dr. Robert Greer, his low vision resident from 1992 to 1993, and former low vision residency mentor, he says, "I can describe Ian in one word: generous. Generous with his time, encouragement, praise, knowledge, and expertise. Generous with the inner workings of his thought process, his concern and care, patience, faith in me, friendship, partnership with me, and yes, generous with his wine." I can also describe my residency in one word: lucky. Lucky to have a mentor who built upon my strengths and helped me with my weaknesses, sought out opportunities for me to grow as a professional even long after my residency had ended, shared his thoughts and opinions and sought out my thoughts and opinions, became my colleague and teaching partner, became a good and lifelong friend. And finally, from the current clinic chief of the Low Vision Clinic and the current Low Vision Residency Mentor, but also a former Low Vision resident of Dr. Bailey, Dr. Marlena Chu writes, "Dr. Ian Bailey is the mentor we can only dream of. He challenges us each day to be smarter, to be better, to be curious, to never settle. I and many others who are working even more closely with him in his retirement, and he's still the first person I reach out to with tricky ophthalmic optics questions, residency mentor support, navigating the bureaucratic academic AAO issues, and of course, to brag about my daughter Mari. Above all else, Ian taught me by example that effective patient care, student-resident education, and parenting is achieved with love, humor, and always a good glass of wine." And finally, Dr. Robert Greer recognizes Ian's love of the limericks, and he wrote this limerick in his honor. "There once was a mentor named Bailey, so smart it's all a bit crazy. His brain was so fast, his knowledge so vast, to keep up was impossible daily." Good on ya, Ian, old sock. You deserve the Bernie Dolan Residency Mentor of the Year award, and always have. Last but not least, Dr. Michael G. Harris. These are words written by his former contact lens resident in 1987-1988, Dr. Robert Dister. "Michael was my mentor during my contact lens residency and throughout my academic career. Both of us have law degrees, so we collaborated many times on papers and talks. Mike had an uncanny ability to dictate perfect prose off the top of his head while I frantically typed whatever he was saying. He could give a nearly perfect talk even under circumstances where he was forced to improvise. I remember when a contact lens lecturer was not able to show up at the very last minute, Michael asked what the topic was and proceeded to give an outstanding lecture with no preparation off the top of his head. When we worked together, it was like having God as my co-pilot." And finally, Dr. John Corzine, a former contact lens resident, 1992 to 1993, and also contact lens residency mentor. "When I was a contact lens resident 30 years ago, Michael was my chief mentor. He designed a program with an unusual variety of experiences, including summer hours at Concise to learn about gas-permeable manufacturing, participation in contact lens research at California Pacific Medical Center, and the first of many meetings with the Association of Optometric Contact Lens Educators. His mentorship extended beyond residency, though, as he later groomed me to take over the didactic contact lens course, stressing clinical thinking and grasp of concepts over fact memorization. It was a joy to teach with him and witness how he stimulated class participation, both for engagement and for assessment of their understanding. I'll always be grateful to his example. So please join me as we honor the 2023 Bernie Dolan Residency Mentors of the Year and thank them for their continued support of the Ian L. Bailey Low Vision Residency and the Michael G. Harris Cornea and Contact Lens Residency. Ian and Michael, your legacies live on. Now if we could only find a suitable rock. Thank you.